Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So this is from Arizona Central. Convicted murderer who used Scientology as defense, found dead in Arizona prison. Dated December 30th, 2021. To me, this is very suspect. Kenneth Thompson, the Missouri man who traveled to Arizona, killed his sister-in-law and her boyfriend, and used Scientology as a defense. Died Wednesday, according to the Arizona Department of Corrections. Rehabilitation and reentry officials are investigating his death as an apparent homicide. Who would have motive to kill him, right? Thompson was pronounced dead shortly after 1 p.m. Wednesday, the department announced he was found in his assigned housing unit where life-saving measures were conducted. The department said he was an inmate in the Arizona State Prison Complex, Emen in Florence. Oh, it just moved on me. I'm trying to find a... Sorry, you guys. It just moved and I don't know where I'm at. Okay, here we go. The department has identified 2 suspects, also inmates, for the attack, but did not offer more details. I personally, that'd be easy to solve. Just find out who's padding up their commissary, who's taking care of their relatives, their children. Hint. Thompson's crime was shocking, and the subsequent Northern Arizona trial was gripping. In 2012, he traveled to Arizona from his home in Missouri and used a hatchet and a knife to kill his sister-in-law and her boyfriend. He poured acid on their bodies, set the Prescott Valley house on fire, and fled. That's really normal, isn't it? I personally think he still was a Scientologist. I mean, they said he was a free Scientologist, but I think he was still in. Prescott jury in 2019 found him guilty of first-degree murder, burglary, arson, criminal damage, and tampering with evidence. He was sentenced to death. Also, I want to add that when you... And I'm not saying about all Scientologists, so please, if you're Scientologists, don't think I mean this about everyone. That's silly. But if you raise children without nurture and love and raising them like they're robots, auditing them and all these things, a lot of them, what you create is you take any compassion or empathy out of the equation. And also, too, they have several policies, which I'm going to look up, where L. Ron Hubbard says you can do anything you need to do to defend or help Scientology. I don't remember the words, but anyways. Okay, back to the article. Thompson's attorney said his roots in Scientology explain the killings. Sound like a motive there? Hint, hint. Whether Thompson killed his sister-in-law and her boyfriend, Penelope Edwards and Troy Dunn, wasn't up for debate in his 2019 trial. His attorneys didn't dispute that. Who would have incentive, like if he was gonna squeal about something, maybe? But they took issue with the prosecution's portrait of Thompson as a premeditated killer. He was concerned about the 2 children in his sister-in-law's care, they argued. Yeah, he seems really, compassionate, doesn't he? Sounds more like possession. Thompson's wife had taken care of them while Penelope Edwards was in prison. Once she was released and got the children back, Thompson and his wife often worried about them. That was their mistake number 1. Is trusting them. When Thompson learned one of the children was receiving psychiatric treatment at a children's hospital, that was the last straw. Also, I would really like to know more about all that. And I'm not get into the whole debate about psychiatric medications and that, but I would wonder what kind of was going on there. Could there have been sexual abuse? I mean, this is just alleged. I'm not saying there's no proof of that, but it just seems weird. Thompson was raised as a Scientologist. He's a child Scientologist. And his attorneys argued that Scientologists view psychology as evil and a scam, like they are. He believed he was on a mission to rescue these children from spiritual death, they argued. What happened in 2012? Court testimony helped piece together a narrative of what happened in Prescott Valley in 2012. Thompson took off for Arizona. His attorney said even his then-wife Gloria didn't know about his plans. He had told her he was heading to Memphis to deal with legal issues surrounding his parents' estate. Money worries? That just clicked into my head. Money worries. Because Scientology never gets enough money. His attorney said he arrived at a junction at Interstate 40 and impulsively decided to bear west, heading to Arizona. As he drove to Arizona, which court testimony said took him just more than one day, Gloria began texting him, but Thompson left his phone at home. He stayed at a motel. He went to Walmart the next morning to buy a hatchet and a change of clothes. His attorneys maintained the hatchet was for a camping trip he planned. Oh, this is a different... I don't remember this. He took a taxi to his sister-in-law's house. I don't know about that. Details became much more muddled after that. I thought he had driven there. Thompson told the jury he wanted to bribe his sister-in-law into letting him bring the children back to Missouri, their children, with him. The Prescott Daily Courier reported he testified to the jury for almost 4 hours. Also, that's like that whole idea that children are property. He claimed the conversation turned violent. His attorneys said, because they said no. His attorneys said he struck in the heat of passion. It was premeditated in my book. They asked for a manslaughter verdict. They sure don't talk about his death very much. Hours after he arrived at his sister-in-law's home, neighbors reported a house fire. Responding crews discovered the victims' bodies. Police pulled Thompson over on I-40, heading east. The search revealed a hatchet with human hair and blood on its blade. And then there are the contact information for the article. I will make sure to leave this in the description box. Peace.